Hi, it's time to make a report video about what did I learn during these days. Uh, it's been a while since I last time uploaded a video. Last week was tough. It was very tough. We had a lot of exams and hopefully I could manage to pass them all. We'll see. We'll see after a couple of weeks. So today and during these days I decided to learn some information about wastewater treatment because after 2 weeks or maybe after 1 week we are going to do our internship. Yay! And it's probably gonna be the wastewater treatment in Nanjing. Nanjing is a city, the prime capital of China. Pretty cool city. Pretty cool. I'm so excited. So wastewater treatment, I decided to learn the most important statements, the most important properties of wastewater treatment, and beginning with glossary or statements such as BOD, COD, TSS, TDS, pH levels, nitrogen and phosphorus levels. So I'll try to look closer to each of these statements one by one. Beginning with BOD. So BOD is the amount of oxygen required for the microbial decomposition of organic matter in the wastewater. And also we have COD that measures the total amount of organic matter present in the wastewater. Plus we have TSS that indicates the amount of solid particles suspended in the wastewater. TDS that is responsible for the measurement of minerals, dissolved salts and minerals in the wastewater. pH levels are also pretty important during the wastewater treatment, that is responsible for the measurement of acidity and alkalinity of the wastewater water. Nitrogen and phosphorus levels that indicates nutrients levels in that may contribute to algal bloom. Yeah, that's right. What algal bloom is? Well, sometimes when you look at the surface of the water, there is some sort of a layer that might be different colors. For example, greenish or red. Sometimes it's brown, depending on how polluted the water is. So yeah, it turns out it's because of the algal bloom. That's called algal bloom, and algal bloom appears because of the algae in the water. Yeah. So now let's talk about steps in the wastewater treatment. So in total there are eight stages. The first stage is called bar screening. That's used to remove the bigger items from the wastewater. And since it is the first stage, you never know what's gonna come with the water, with the flow of the water. So yeah, it's pretty important to remove the larger items. So yeah, after bar screening, there's a second stage, which is screening. Screening is responsible for the removing grit by flowing the influent over or through the grit chamber. Yeah, there is a grit chamber in the screening process, which can control. And also there are types of grit chamber. For example, horizontal, aerated, or vortex which control the flow of water. Screening is responsible for the grit. Yeah. Moving on, stage 3. Stage 3 is a primary clarifier, probably one of the most important steps in the whole process, that is responsible for initial separation of solid organic matter from the wastewater. And basically there is a sludge appear. There is a sludge in the water, and that sludge sinks during the primary clarifier process. The whole sludge sinks to the bottom of the tank, and usually it's pumped to a sludge digester. That's another thing. I'll talk about it later. Now the stage 4, aeration. Why do we need aeration, and what does it mean? Well, in order to provide oxygen to the wastewater. Why do we need oxygen? Simple, because of the microorganisms who are responsible for the biological process of wastewater treatment. They need oxygen in order to work, in order to clean the water, and aeration is pretty important. So, and it can encourage conversion of NH3 to NO3 and provide oxygen for bacteria to continue to propagate and grow. Once converted to NO3, the bacteria remove oxygen molecules from the nitrate molecules, and the nitrogen, which is N, is given off as N2. N2 is a gas, is a nitrogen gas, so it evaporates out of the system. That's basically it for the aeration system. Oh, by the way, it's during the aeration process, it's pretty important to keep the oxygen level, the O2 oxygen gas level, in above 2 ppm. That's to prevent killing bacteria. Now that was it for the aeration. Now step 5. Step 5 is going to be secondary clarifier. Secondary clarifier is used to allow any organic sediment to settle out of treated water flow. Well, that's just like the primary clarifier, but the only difference is that it makes sure that there is no solids in the wastewater. So it's pretty important as well. Just like the primary clarifier, any very small solids or fines sink into the bottom of the tank. And by the way, and these small solids are called activated sludge. Those are literally active bacteria, which are really important at the previous stage, right? Aeration. So that's why those bacteria on the stage 5 are taken back to the stage 4 in order to provide the wastewater with bacteria, with active bacteria. There's a difference. Now stage 6, chlorination. Chlorination is used for disinfection, and sometimes instead of adding chlor, we can also use UV treatment or ozone treatment, which are pretty popular. I think they're becoming more and more popular nowadays. Chlorine, but it's really important to make sure that there is not the dangerous amount of chlorine in the wastewater that can be checked on the stage 7, by the way, which is responsible for analysis and testing. That is probably that is one of the final stages, the stage 7. That's all about testing the water, how clean it is, and check the pH level, ammonia, nitrates, phosphates, dissolved oxygen, and residual chlorine levels to confirm to the plant's NPDES. I have no idea what NPDES means, but I'll Google it, and probably that's gonna be something like a head office or maybe government regulations. I don't know, I should check that. So yeah, testing is pretty important, and of course, if the tested water samples are not good enough, they will go back to the beginning of the whole process. Now stage 8, which is the final stage, reintroducing the clean water to the environment. That means releasing the clean water to the environment. After the whole process, we get the clean water from out of the dirty gray water, or sometimes brown water, or sometimes black water. Yeah, those were 8 stages of water treatment. Oh, by the way, I also learned some calculations. It turns out there are a lot of calculations. Here they are, here, all the way. But to be fair, I gotta admit that these calculations are not too hard. The only problem is that you need to memorize all of the statements and all of those formulas for each stage. Yeah, but these are not calculus 3 level calculations. These are just simple, basic calculations to calculate the surface overflow rates or the flow rate itself, which is really important during the process. But nothing special. Yeah. Now that was it for the water treatment that I have learned during these days. Now let's move to Chinese. I could find some extra time to practice my Chinese, and I learned some new words, a lot of new words, and grammar, of course. Beginning with the word 张, that's a measurement word for paper, for wooden objects such as table, stool, and etc. Or photos as well. 一张 or 两张 二张 哦，不是二张，两张三张 张 Gosh, the pronunciation is hard. 张 一张 纸 one paper 一张纸 一张照片 means photo 一张照片 一张纸 一张报纸 一张桌子 that's a table 一张椅子 that's stool, I think. 一张 yeah, 一张 二张 三张 and blah blah blah. That's just like 一本书 or 一个人. You know, there are a lot of measurement words for in Chinese language. I don't know why do they do this, but perhaps there is a reason. Anyway, the next word for today is going to be 附近, 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 that means nearby. 我的家附近的 close to my house. 我的家附近的公园 that means park. So yeah. And what else? 照了 So there's a word 照片 that means photo, and the word 照 means to take a photo. 我照了一张照片 I took one photo. 我照了一张照片 张 measurement word, right? So what else? 周末 that means weekend. 周末 and there's also a word 经常 that means often, oftentimes. 经常附近 that's nearby. 附近 So there's a whole sentence out of these words. 周末我经常去学校附近的小公园 or just 公园。周末我经常often on the weekend 去学校附近的公园。学校附近的 means close to the school, close to my school. 附近的公园 that means park. 周末我经常去学校附近的公园。I often go to the park nearby school on the weekend. Yeah. Something like that. Plus, there is another very helpful word, which is 总是 that means always. 总是 where is it? 重视 it means 重视 always 重视周末的时候我重视对朋友说周末快乐 or 周末的时候我重视去跑步 or 散步去散步周末的时候我重视去散步always I always go for a walk or I always go for a run on the weekend. And plus there is another new word, which is oh, 带 that means to bring something. 带 oh, and there is another word 照相机 that means like 照片 照相机 照相 means camera, and 照片 means photo. 照 means to take a photo. 照了 right? Yeah. 带 means to bring. 带照相机带 That's right. And there is another cool word, which is 水平 that means level. 水平你的照相的水平很好 or 不错你的照相的水平是不错照相 means the photography skills or something like that. 你的 what else? What can we say? 你的有性水平很好。I hope so. I hope that's right. That's the right sentence. Anyway, I think that's it for Chinese. So these are all of the new words. 张照片附近公园水平紧张周末中式带还有照相机 Some sentences 你照相的水平真不错你经常照相吗你经常照相吗 Do you often take pictures? 你经常照相吗我总是带着照相机我总是带着照相机带 means to bring I always bring this camera 这 Oh, about the 字 there's a grammatical structure with this word 字 it means it turns out if we use 字 with a verb in Chinese that's gonna turn to a present continuous simple present continuous tense for example 他劝什么衣服他劝着什么衣服what is he wearing or what is she wearing right now 他穿着白色的衣服他穿着白色的衣服 she's wearing a white clothes or 他手里拿着拿 means to hold something 他手里 means 手里 hand 里 means inside of the hand what is he holding inside of his hand or what is he just or we can just say what is he holding right now 他手里拿着什么他手里拿着什么他手里拿着手机他拿着手机一张 or 他拿着一张照片 he's holding a picture 一张照片yeah that's it for Chinese and that's it for today it was pretty nice and I'll keep going with learning water treatment plants I'm planning to learn all of the needed calculations and hopefully I can show myself during the internship anyway I'm so excited and I'll see myself tomorrow